Foods that don't just fuel your body, but ignite your soul. Let's talk about that moment. That deep, heavy slump when the energy drains out of the room, the mental fog rolls in, and the entire world feels muted, gray. In those moments, where do we instinctively turn? We grab the sugar, the caffeine, the processed comfort food, hoping for a quick visceral hit, a fleeting moment of pleasure to ward off the emotional chill. But that quick fix is a biological lie, leaving us higher up the mountain, but with an even steeper cliff to fall down later. The truth is, your emotional state, your anxiety levels, your stress resilience, your clarity, even your deepest sense of well-being is not solely governed by your external circumstances. It is profoundly, chemically, and continuously manufactured in the crucible of your own gut, regulated by the signals sent up the vagus nerve to your brain. You are, quite literally, eating your feelings, but not in the way you think. The key to lasting happiness, resilience, and elevated mood is not about escaping reality. It is about strategically consuming foods that bioengineer joy by balancing your neurotransmitters and healing the connection between your gut and your brain. These are the foods that don't just fill you up, they actively make you feel better, deeper, and for longer. To understand how food elevates mood, we must first meet the neurotransmitter builders. The vast majority of serotonin, the crucial neurotransmitter associated with feelings of well-being and happiness, is produced not in your brain, but in your gut. And this production is entirely dependent on the availability of its raw material, the amino acid tryptophan. This brings us to our first pillar of mood-enhancing foods, tryptophan-rich proteins. We're talking about eggs, poultry, especially turkey, and complex soy products like tofu. Consuming these ensures a steady supply of the building blocks necessary for serotonin production. But tryptophan alone isn't enough. It needs a transportation system. That system is often aided by complex carbohydrates, foods like oats, whole grains, and starchy vegetables. When you consume complex carbs alongside your protein, the resulting slow-burn insulin release helps clear the way for tryptophan to reach the brain. This is why the legendary comfort food feeling of a nourishing bowl of oatmeal or a whole grain sandwich isn't just psychological. It's a genuine chemical process of supplying the brain with the material needed for calm and happiness. The emotional depth of this pillar lies in replacing the rush and crash of simple sugars with the sustained, gentle elevation of these combined nutrients. You move from frantic, fleeting pleasure to a state of quiet, stable, contented energy. This nutritional partnership is your daily anti-anxiety formula, ensuring your internal communication system remains steady and optimistic. Our second non-negotiable pillar focuses on the gut-brain axis healers. The health of your gut microbiome is now recognized as one of the most powerful determinants of mental health. An inflamed, imbalanced gut sends distress signals to the brain, manifesting as anxiety, irritability, and even depression. To heal this axis, we need to introduce probiotics and fermented foods. Think full-fat, unsweetened Greek yogurt with live cultures, kefir, sauerkraut, and kimchi. These foods introduce beneficial bacteria that crowd out the bad, reduce inflammation in the digestive tract, and actively regulate the production of mood-affecting compounds. But you can't just plant the seeds, you must water them with prebiotic fiber. This is the food for your good gut bacteria. Found in foods like garlic, onions, asparagus, bananas, and oats, prebiotic fiber is the fuel that allows your healthy bacteria to flourish and do their job, which includes creating short-chain fatty acids, SCFAs, that have direct protective effects on the brain. The profound feeling of lightness and mental clarity that comes from prioritizing these foods is the direct result of reducing the metabolic burden on your system. Furthermore, we must introduce the ultimate anti-inflammatory mood support, omega-3 fatty acids. Found richly in fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines, these essential fats are critical components of brain cell membranes. They are powerful anti-inflammatories, directly combating the chronic inflammation linked to mood disorders. When your brain cells are supple, nourished, and free from inflammatory stress, your emotional landscape becomes clearer and more resilient. This is an investment in your future peace. Finally, we arrive at the stress shield and dopamine generators. This category focuses on the micronutrients and compounds that directly fortify your nervous system against stress and ensure a healthy production of feel-good hormones like dopamine. Dark chocolate, 70% cacao or higher, is a powerhouse, rich in flavonoids, which act as powerful antioxidants, and phenylethylamine, PEA, which triggers the release of endorphins. In small, mindful portions, High-quality dark chocolate is a genuine research-backed mood elevator, not just a guilty pleasure. Next are the vital stress minerals, magnesium-rich foods. Magnesium is involved in over 300 enzyme reactions, many of which regulate the nervous system and manage stress. Chronic stress depletes magnesium, leading to a vicious cycle of anxiety and depletion. Boosting intake through foods like spinach, Swiss chard, pumpkin seeds, and almonds is like giving your nervous system a deep, calming hug. It stabilizes the body's reaction to stress, ensuring you remain calm under pressure. We must also include B vitamins, particularly B12 and folate, found in eggs, leafy greens, and legumes. These vitamins are essential for neurotransmitter synthesis and preventing cognitive decline and mood swings. The emotional impact of consistently consuming these fortifying foods is immense. It moves you beyond mere survival and into a state of thriving resilience. You are no longer scrambling to recover from stress, you are building an internal fortress against it. The knowledge of these mood-enhancing foods, the tryptophan builders, the gut-brain healers, and the stress shields, is the blueprint for genuine long-term emotional wellness. This is not about dieting, it's about pharmacology by plate. Every choice you make to prioritize these foods is a strategic decision to support your mental landscape, reduce inflammation, and heal the critical connection between your gut and your brain. This foundational knowledge empowers you to view food not as a moral challenge or a quick fix, but as a powerful, daily tool for mood optimization. But true change requires consistent action, not just information. Will you continue to rely on the chaotic, fleeting satisfaction of processed comfort foods, or will you commit to the deliberate, profound joy that comes from nourishing your mind and body with the precision required for true, lasting happiness? If you found value in this video, leave a like, subscribe, and let's grow together. Nutrition and Rise.